Suicide Studios here. I'm just gonna get right into the point. So I'm gonna be doing like a tutorial how to survive against the Mimic from Hell. Now, if you guys at least watch my channel before, or at least look deep into it, because holy shit, the amount of Roblox videos I posted nowadays, you'll eventually find my videos talking about a Minecraft lore mod for Minecraft Bedrock specifically called The Mimic from Hell, created by Detro. And I made like, what, a couple of videos about it or something? Well, at least I did the main video about The Mimic from Hell, but then I did like other videos that have something to do with The Mimic from Hell. And I even did this Endwalk Horror ARG sort of scenario series about it too. But yeah, after playing the mod enough, and at least testing the mod too in create mode, I do want to give out like some tips how to survive against the Mimic from Hell if you ever decide to play the mod yourself in survival mode. Now, keep in mind, I do want to mention that the mod itself is clearly in like a... Well, it's a demo of the mod. It's not completed. So, like, there's clearly some bugs that, you know... There's some things that do need to be fixed in the future, but, you know... That will happen when, you know, it happens. But then again, I'm just... By the way, I am not the creator of the mod. Detro's the one who created the mod. I'm just saying what's up. But yeah, no talk. I'm actually going to talk about how to survive against the Mimic from Hell. And by the way, the Mimic from Hell is the only entity you have to worry about. So, let's do this. So, considering you can still download and play the older versions, I think. I don't know. But yeah, if you guys do so happen to end up playing the older versions, I'm going to give guys how to survive in the older versions too. So, let's talk about the first two versions of the mod and even the remastered version. So, the very first version of the mod, which I'm assuming is like, what, 1.0, and then there's... I'm just going to call them the first two old versions of the mod. So... Obviously, the very first version of the mod, the Mimic from Hell, does spawn like crazy, and he attacks every mob, and he's also really quick. So, I think the best way to survive the Mimic from Hell in the first version is to just simply, well, first off, keep your distance, and second off, if it does chase you, definitely run away from it. Don't even fight it because it's really powerful and it has a lot of health. It is pretty fast too, so it is hard to outrun, but definitely try your best to outrun it if you can. Now we go to the second old version of The Mimic from Hell. Now, from what I know, I think in this version he takes a little longer to spawn this time. I don't know, but it's still the same thing. Like, he attacks every mob. Just keep your best time to try to outrun him. He is fast, so he is hard to outrun. Next up is the remastered, the Mimic from Hell remastered. Now, unlike the first two versions of the Mimic from Hell, the remastered is actually, well, the same. First off, he does spawn frequently too, and he's actually quite slow in remaster this time, so he's a lot more easier to outrun. Still, I wouldn't try to fight him because he's powerful, so yeah. That's how you survive these three first versions of the mod. Now we get to the next version. Alright, next up is Beginning of End, or Disclosure, or Illusion, whatever it's called. This is the fourth version of the mod. Now, to survive this one, this is definitely the hardest version to survive of the rest. Considering this one can be absolutely quite unfair with you, depending like how it goes. So first off, there's actually two versions of the Mimic you have to worry about. There's the normal Mimic from Hell, who not only, of course, attacks every mob and such as well, including you, but he's also extremely fast, and he can actually spot you from very far away too this time. So he's extremely fast, extremely powerful, and can spot you from very far away, and you cannot outrun him because he's just extremely fast. Like, once he's after you, you're screwed. Then we got the negative mimic from hell, which is basically the same exact thing, except this one can crash your game. And unlike the newer version we currently have now, where the negative mimic is actually a lot more rare now, this version, like the negative mimic in this version particularly, is a lot more BS, because sometimes he tends to spawn on land for no reason, because he's meant to be a rare, like very rare, yet for some reason I tend to end up dealing with him on land, like really on like land during daytime. And it's like, yeah, that's what I mean. This version of the Man from Hell is it's the most hardest one of all, because again, like, you really are just gonna get destroyed, and you're just not, most likely gonna get destroyed by the negative mimic eventually, because for some reason negative mimic just tends to spawn frequently sometimes for no reason. But anyways, how do you survive this? You really can't. You're pretty much screwed either way. You're pretty much gonna die a lot because of the normal mimic, and get jump scared a lot too, because sometimes you don't even know that he's after you, or you just get straight up obliterated by the negative mimic, and then your game ends up crashing because of it. So yeah, you're not surviving this one. Alright, so now we get to the last version of the mod right now. The Eyes from Hell, whatever this one's called, the Mimic from Hell, the Eyes from Hell. This is the current version of the mod right now, and it's currently in its demo state right now, so the mod is obviously not finished. There's still things that needs to be, tested and such. Of course, there are things that needs to be tweaked as well for the future. But I'm still gonna give you tips of how to survive this version of the mod. So let's go over the things, shall we? This version of the mod actually includes, it obviously has the mimic and even the negative mimic too, but this time it actually has 2 extra mobs you have to worry about this time. So let's show them, shall we? Alright, so first off, we're starting off with the Mimic from Hell as usual. Now, the Mimic from Hell actually functions in this current version as well, actually. Like, he has different mechanics this time. So he doesn't just only attack you. Now he can either stalk you, and he can even spawn in on a cross, spamming, red text in your screen constantly non-stop, saying it's all your fault, or whatever the heck he spills out. And he can even, and there's even a fake version of him that spawns in too. Yeah, I'm not kidding. There's a fake version of the Mimic that can actually spawn in. And the hardest part about the fake version is that you're not going to be able to tell the difference between the fake and the real version, because the fake version doesn't deal damage to you at all, while the real version really insta-kills you. So you're not going to be able to tell the difference. Either way, you should stay away from either versions, obviously. The stock version just despawns if you ever get close to it, and the one that is in the cross really does nothing. All it does is just spams messages towards you. But if you so happen to come across the mimic, if it's in its attacking state, or if it's the fake version, still, I avoid the fake version and the mimic in general if it's attacking. Oh yeah, when the mimic does spawn, you'll see messages popping saying Steve has joined, so definitely keep it, and you're gonna see it up here a lot, so definitely keep an eye out for that. Next up is the negative mimic. Now, unlike beginning of end, he's a lot more rare this time, which is good. Not only that, just like beginning of end, he crashes your game if he ever kills you. Yeah, avoid that thing like the freaking plague. If that thing ever spawns, just get away from it. Just avoid this thing like the freaking plague. or else if it gets you, it will crash your game. So avoid that thing like the freaking plague. Now we actually get to the two new mobs that were added in this current version of the Mimic from Hell. The first guy we got here is the Mimic Jaw. Now this guy is also very rare too, however he is extremely dangerous. One, he is insanely fast, and he one-shots you, just like the Mimic and all that too. Yeah, you encounter this thing, you're fucked. You're just done for. There's no, like, and I think this thing can even spot you from far away as well, because I was testing it. I don't know, but all I know is, you're not surviving this thing. Like, if that thing ever catches you, like, if that thing goes after you, you're screwed. It's too quick, it insta-kills you, yeah, you're screwed. You're not surviving it. Alright, the last mob for this current version of Mimic of Hell is the Mimic Twins. Now, this one is also pretty fast too, and can also one-shot you. He's not as bad as the Mimic Jaw, but he's still pretty bad. He also is a rare spawn too, so you don't have to worry about him as much. I think you can avoid this one too a lot easier than the Mimic Jaw. I still be careful with him though, because if he does go after you, you're screwed because he is quite fast. I don't know. I think you can avoid this one still. Unlike the Mimic Jaw, where like you're screwed once he, once it sees you. But like the twins, I think you can avoid. That's pretty much my tutorials, or I guess in this case my tips of how to survive the Mimic from Hell. Well, that's really all I gotta say. I'm Blue Cyber Studios. I'll catch you all next time.